Hey, what's going on out there? This is Chris coming back from Game Spies, and um, I've been noticing a lot of people been making a video about this game that's going to be releasing. Um, they're and it's called Tokyo Extreme Racer. So, um, a while back, I noticed that on the Steam Deck, on the Steam, I noticed that it just said Tokyo Extreme Racer. So I was just like, man, I love this game. And so I was just like, haven't really seen anything about it, or they haven't released anything, nothing. It just said Tokyo Extreme Racer coming on the Steam Deck, or not Steam Deck, but on Steam. So I was just like, man, I remember playing this game. Well, funny story is when it came out, when it released on the Dreamcast, and I will show you the game. The Dreamcast right there. See that? I remember buying this when it came out. Me and my buddy, I was like, "Hey man, can you give me a ride to the mall so we can go pick up this game? I need a new game for the Dreamcast, because I just got the Dreamcast. It just launched. There wasn't very many games, but I'm pretty sure this game came out, you know, weeks after the Dreamcast launch, maybe a month. And think I got what game was that? Uh, the freaking zombie game. My mind went blank, but anyways. And I got tired of just shooting zombies and stuff. So I'm like, man, I need a game to play. And so I went and bought this game right here. And so I was like, this game's gonna be awesome. It looks good. Man, it kind of looks like Gran Turismo, just looking at the back, and I mean, it just looks good. Looks got a lot of Japanese cars. I didn't really understand Japanese cars like I do now, but um, so I was all like, I mean, I like the front cover, everything. I was like, this is gonna be an awesome game. So I get it home and everything, pop it in and start playing, and I'm just playing. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, how do you race? There's no option to race. And so I'm just playing and stuff. And back then there wasn't nothing you can look, nowadays, you couldn't just go on YouTube and be like, how do you initiate a battle or this and that. Um so I end up returning the game. So because I was like, this game sucks. And then I think it was like a month later, and I end up returning it and end up getting, I think, Marvel versus Capcom instead. And no, I didn't get that game. My bad. I got WF game, Raw, that came out on the Dreamcast. So like a month later, I was talking to a couple buddy of mine at school, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I got this game. It's fun as hell." And I was like, "What?" And they started telling me what game it was, and I was like, "Dude, I bought that game. I couldn't even figure it out." He's like, "Dude, you gotta hit the triggers." And on the Dreamcast, you didn't really ever hit the triggers. So that's what. And I was all like, I guess maybe if I would have looked at the instruction manual and all that. But yeah, it was just a great story. So I end up turning around and buying it back, and I just started playing it because then I knew how to initiate the battle and how the battle stuff went. And I mean, that was like my favorite game, on the Dreamcast. And I was just like, man, you know. And so going down the road, I never had a PlayStation 2 until like the end of the life cycle of the PlayStation 2. I decided to get one because I was, from the Dream, I went from the Dreamcast to Xbox, and I stayed Xbox. And so I end up never playing any of the other games. I didn't know they even had it until I got a PlayStation, and then I was in there. I was like, man, there, and it had like, and so um, I end up picking up, to start it out. I picked up Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero, and I was like, dude, this is like the game on the Dreamcast and stuff. And so I started playing it, and then later on, I mean, it was a little bit different than the Dreamcast. Like the difficulty level was actually a lot harder on this, and it was harder to get money, I think. So then I went and I think it was like a year passed, and then I found that they had this Tokyo Extreme Racer and Tokyo Extreme Racer 3. I have played the mess out of this. I have well over 100 hours in this game on the PlayStation 2. And this is like at the end of the life cycle when I started playing this game. So, and then I love Tokyo Extreme Racer. So I'm going to show you my collection, and this is how deep it goes. So we'll start out with the pre Tokyo Extreme Racer. So if you don't know and you like Tokyo Extreme Racer, um, their Tokyo Extreme Racer is pretty old series, um, but they actually have Tokyo Highway Battles on the PlayStation. Um, this is like where it kind of all started, and I actually went back to it and played it and stuff. So, but yeah, it's a great. So we have that's what the back looks like. So I didn't play this one to start off. I started on the Dreamcast, and so we have Tokyo Extreme Racer on the Dreamcast. This is the first one. Um, and then I can't show you this one yet because people gonna make fun of me. And then this one took me a while to find. Um, to, when I didn't even know that they even made um, Tokyo Extreme Racer 2. This is hands down my favorite Tokyo Extreme Racer. Um, I don't know if it's just because the Dreamcast. I like how the Dreamcast feels. It sits in my hand real nice. I like just the single stick. Um, I don't know. I just think it's more Dreamcast is why I like it. So, so a buddy of mine, he does like mods and all this stuff, and and this is kind of like a homebrew kind of kind of deal. So I'll show you this. And if you want to get this, I can tell you where to get it. So he makes all these stuff, and it is what is it? It's Tokyo Extreme Racer 2 music mod. So if you like playing Tokyo Extreme Racer, the music is just it's kind of bland. Well, on this one, um, they have, oh man, so good, so good. A lot of good songs on here, a lot of good songs, and one of my favorite songs. They got some Static X songs on here. Um, so I'll just name the songs. So they have Kisses of a Strobe Light, Stressed Out, The Lonely One, You Can Find the Heart. Um, and then they have Start Rocking, um, Above and Beyond Remix, Out of Control, Silence, Low Life, Bad Intentions, Broken Promise, Punk, Petrified, What You Deserve, The Jump Off, Charm City Misfit, Make a Move, Shinobi versus Dragon, Ninja, My Plague, Start a War, Dirt House, Abuse, Forest, Face Pillar, Tokyo Drift, It's Love, Floating World, and Spirit. And as you can see, I'd show you. Oh, I think it's gonna yeah yeah. But yeah, so this is it's freaking awesome. And like the disc, he does look at the disc. It's so awesome. So awesome. But yeah, so this is the one that I usually when I play Tokyo Extreme Racer, I'm usually playing this one. Um on the Dreamcast. So we have that one. We'll do this one. And I don't know if and in this one later on I found out didn't realize that they had Tokyo Extreme Racer on the PSP, and I found it, and that's called Street Supremacy. Um, this is super fun. A lot of times I'll take the my PSP to work, or if I just going to sit down to watch my daughter. She plays guitar, so when she's at practice, and I'm just sitting out there. I bring my PSP and I just freaking just SP battle people like crazy. Super fun game on the PSP. So if you never heard about it, check it out. Then let's see. No, okay. And then we got Tokyo's Extreme Racer Zero on the PlayStation 2. Um, Tokyo Extreme Racer 3 on the PlayStation 2. Then they have Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift on the PS2. Then they have Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2 on the PS2. So, like I said, if if you never played them, man, they're great. If you have an old PS2 or a Dreamcast laying around, uh, the Dreamcast first one is it's pretty good. Um, so I mean, you can buy that game still. I think that game is still like a cheap game. You might spend now $20 on the game, uh, but that one and Zero or even or three. Those games are pretty cheap. I think I looked at the game store not too long ago. Our local game store had Zero and three, and I think three was only like $18 or something like that, and like Zero was I think it was only like 8 9 bucks complete in box. So they're relatively cheap games to get into. Um, so, but the new game, I've been watching all this, found out, and around December, I was just like, man, they're starting to show stuff. So I was like, man, and I knew that they had like this. Uh, it was not really like a convention, but at this event, they in Arizona, I think it was in Arizona, they had two of their simulators set up, and Genki set up two simulators, and they had people just trying out their game and stuff. And so I was all like, when I seen that, I was like, this game is going to be coming out pretty soon. And during holiday season, I was all like, I was thinking it was going to come out end of February, maybe beginning March is what I was thinking. And then I think it was January 3rd, I seen a post, and they were talking about they were going to do a release. It's not a like a final release. It's an early access. And I was like, early access? And it's like where you get to they'll let you play the game and everything. And then I guess and then you just give them your feedback and stuff before that game finally comes out. So it's going to be like a 4 month early access. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I've been reading a bunch about it and everything, and it looks like you're gonna pay the full price on it to gain access to it, but I think you're limited. You're only limited to like half the game, and I think you're only limited to like 50 cars. I'm pretty sure. So, and one thing that this game is going to have that the other games haven't had, it's actually going to have licensed cars in this game, which is freaking amazing. I love, it doesn't bother me that, games don't have licensed cars, but to me, that's a huge step up, in this game because, um, I feel like this game was more, if we were thinking nowadays, if it was like nowadays, people would have thought that it was like an indie game or something like that. But and it's been 18 years since they've made one. Oh yeah, and I also have Import Tuner that's on the Xbox 360. I forgot to get it too. So um, I like that. I like the Tokyo Extreme Racers series, so that's it's like one of my favorite series. So I have to if there's another one out there. I know there's like Japanese ones too, but I've played them, but I don't know. It's just um there's one on the PS3, and it's but I just don't like because you can't really read it. I can't understand it because I don't speak Japanese, so that's why I don't. It's not in my collection. So these are the ones in the America that I can play. But getting back to it, so they're gonna have license now. They're gonna have licensed car now. The graphics they did killer work on the graphics on this game. Um, so the graphics look fantastic, and like so on the graphic comparison is you can't even compare it. But so on the when I got my RGB set up for the Dreamcast and other consoles and stuff, and I was playing in, uh, Tokyo Extreme Racer 2 on the Dreamcast, there was like um, and I was just playing, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh man!" And I got to see the actual backfire of the exhaust, and I was like, "That is so freaking awesome!" Because I don't remember even Gran Turismo on like PS2 even did that, to my knowledge. But it was just crazy because I was all like, "That's cool," and so in the new game, dude, they're shooting like flames out of the Supra and stuff, and I'm just like, that is awesome. So yeah, the graphics are great. Um, from what I've seen it, some people are like saying, "Oh, you can't drift in the game and stuff like that." It's not meant to for it. It's SP battle. Which if you don't know what SP battle is, it's basically you're chasing another guy and there's a meter for the distance between you. The farther you get away from the person and their meter goes down, the race is over. And that's how the game works. Um, like if you hit the wall, chunk of your meter gets off. So if you hit the wall pretty fast, like if you're doing like 120, 130 mile an hour and you hit the wall, it takes I think it's like close to almost half, not quite half, but it's pretty. So the faster you're going, it will take out a good chunk of your SP battles. So you gotta watch that. But there's just a lot of good stuff about it, and I can't wait to play. And so they released a date. So if you don't know, Tokyo Extreme Racer Early Access is going to be coming out on Steam January 23rd. Um, but they're saying the full game isn't going to be released until 4 months later. So you bet your butt this guy right here, yeah, I'm going to be trying to get that early access to play this. That way, when I'm at work and there ain't nothing to do, I'm going to have that Steam Deck right here. We got the Steam Deck right there. And we gonna be playing some Tokyo Extreme Racer on it. And this thing's mobile, so I can take it anywhere. Play me some Tokyo Extreme Racer. Hopefully, it runs good. I don't know if the game's gonna have to require you to have internet access and stuff. I hope that there's a feature to have online capability. That would be crazy insane. So for so if you've never played the game, you need to go on YouTube, look it up, and play this game because I'm telling you, it's a great game, hands down, one of my favorite games to play. So, but this is some news that I've been wanting to talk about and everything. So, if uh, if you like what you hear, just hit the old like button. And this is Chris with Game Spies, and I'll talk to you later.